always said I can't be Stevie Nicks. I'm just a generic, non-specific look-alike.
And
Randy,
welcome to the
Randy.
generic, non-specific Stevie Nicks podcast.
Oh, I have,
I'm your co-host, Randy.
and I'm Anthony. And you took too long to say that because we have stuff that we're really excited to talk about.
We're very excited to talk about this. So let's just dive in. So this is Sunday. What happened last night, Ann?
Miss Stephanie Lynn Nix appeared on Saturday Night Live, her second appearance ever in its 50-year history.
When was the first?
It was the year, I don't know if she released The Wild Heart that year or the year before, but it was the summer that Stand Back was popular in the nightclubs, which I remember because I was around 20 years old and sneaking in the nightclubs at that time.
I was 11, and the only place I was sneaking out was out of my bedroom into the living room to watch TV late at night, a feat which I repeated last night, sort of. Um, and the host was,
Flip Wilson, who was a very
yes,
well-known comedian.
yes, at the time, because now you tell the kids Flip Wilson,
What's a
and they
Flip
think it's
Wilson?
some,
Yeah.
yeah, they think it's
He
some
was,
TikToker.
especially for a black man to be that
Mhm.
popular back in that time period. I know
Yeah,
to the young kids, they're probably like, why is he saying it like that? Because
right.
that's what the dealio was, folks. But
It
yeah, he,
was.
he was very popular. And you know what? He did characters in addition to stand up, and one of his
Uh-huh.
characters was a drag character named Geraldine.
That's
So
right.
Flip Wilson was the first RuPaul. Maybe sort of
Take
kind of a
that,
little.
Mr. Ms. Miss
That's right.
RuPaul Charles. And you even remember how he introduced
I do because it was
you.
so nice.
It
He said
was.
he just like if you watched last night the way Ariana introduced her, Stevie, he looked right in the camera and he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, some people are rock and roll stars and some people are beauty queens. This next guest is both. Ladies and gentlemen, Stevie Nicks." Now I might not be getting quote for quote, but it was paraphrased like
That's pretty close. That's
and
pretty
it
close.
stuck in my head for 40 some years.
Mhm.
So
I think, didn't you put that in your email signature, or it's on a business card or
I just say
something?
that about myself. That's what, yeah.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Some people are rock and roll
It
stars.
just says
Some people are beauty
beauty queen
queens.
and rock and roll star. That's what it, for simplicity's sake.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough.
So our
So
beauty queen rock and roll star was on Saturday Night Live last night.
yes, she was. And she performed The Lighthouse. I
Yes.
was so excited about that. I
It's funny
mean,
because I saw a lot of folks on social media yesterday going, "What songs do you think she'll sing?" And many
right.
people were not even aware of the song.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh,
Which is
she'll do
crazy to
Stand
me because
Back and
it's,
Edge of 17." I'm like, "No, she'll
yeah,
probably do The Lighthouse, the song she
yeah,
dropped 2 weeks ago." And they're like, "What? She did?" So
yeah.
I personally helped people. I sent them to find a Stevie Nicks song that was new to them. And I may have also given them links to show them the way along the way.
Really? Does she have another political song? I didn't know that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Again, we talked about this before, but I love the fact that Stevie is uh crazy, angry, hippie, feminist era Stevie right
I
now.
say Stevie is in her give no curse word era.
Are we
I
still
just,
fucking doing that?
I wasn't sure, so I wanted to, err on the side of caution.
Okay, fine.
We can say
Um,
give no F's era to be
yeah,
split
the
the
give no F's
difference. Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
Uh, and so let's just talk about the performance
Well,
because
before we do, I just want to first, it was so cute. He made it was the whole thing was a joke about I'm not going to sing while singing. And
the entire episode,
she sang in every sketch but two. The one
yes,
with the
it,
charades and the one in black and white. I don't
yep,
count the news because she wasn't in it, but you
right.
know, but she had a line in that singing monologue about or a duet with Stevie
I
Nicks.
won't do duets with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Right.
It was funny. I just wish she had paused for like 3 seconds so the audience would think Stevie was going
Right.
out and then keep going in the
Right.
song. But it was really a
Yes.
cute moment.
It really was. And you could tell the cast was so excited about having Stevie there because all of the promos leading up to it and stuff, it was
Right.
just really awesome. So here's the thing, and I think this is one of the great things about that is that everybody was so excited and it was so fun and there was this uh, air of it's a comedy show, it's a sketch show, it's all very good natured. And ladies and gentlemen, Stevie Nicks, and bam, we get angry Stevie
That
right
right.
out the gate.
That is what my husband said. He was watching in the kitchen while I was watching in the living room, and he came in the middle, and he dared not say anything because I was listening. But as soon as
Right.
it ended, he said, "She's mad. She's not playing." And he said,
Right.
"I love the passion, you know."
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Um,
for everybody's, Randy and I are super fans. My husband appreciates her just like everybody else, you know.
right.
But yeah, he nailed that.
Yeah.
There was a fury in her.
Before she even opened her mouth, just standing there waiting to get like for her cue to
Yeah,
come in,
yeah,
she was defiant, is the word I would use.
yeah,
Defiant. I was very curious as to how she was going to translate the "What's a matter, baby" voice
yeah,
to the
yeah.
stage because that's what I thought was going to happen, and she didn't. I mean, she sang the
Mm-mm.
entire thing more forcefully than is on the
Yeah.
studio version, but it worked.
She started out a little less intense.
Right.
I decided that looked like nerves to me. I don't
Yes.
know. It did. Okay. And then the
She
nerves
because
went away
I
on the
felt like
third
she was
try or
hanging
whatever.
on to that microphone for dear life.
Yeah. And right. And I think she caught herself and was like, why the hell am I hanging on? And then she started doing all her different
Right. Yes.
cinematography stuff, you know.
Hmm. Yes. And all the jewelry. Oh my God. She had like rings and
Yeah,
necklaces
yeah.
for
Sex
days.
67 necklaces were really pretty and yeah,
Right. It was just awesome. But she sang very clearly in really good voice.
very
And
good voice. Yep.
when the chorus kicked in, I mean, she really went for it. And I think that first little bit, like you said, she had some nerves and
Yeah.
she was really hanging on to the microphone. But as she kind of relaxed and got the into the performance, you could see her kind of the tension of nerves
Yeah,
being
she loosened
replaced.
up a lot.
Yeah,
Her body movements and again, I can't remember. I'd have to watch it. Everybody sees you can watch it, of course, online.
yeah.
You know, the Randy doesn't like he calls it hand dancing. She wasn't doing hand dancing.
No,
The
she was
movements
not.
made sense and they
Right.
weren't corny, they weren't superfluous. Yeah, he thinks that probably really resonated with some of the young women out there who are understanding what they're seeing going on in this world,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And they have to be the ones, you know, of course, people like us. I'm a feminist. I have been since I was popped out of the womb. And
Yes.
we're here to help. But yeah, these young women that need the wake up call, hopefully this helps some of them get
I
brave,
hope so. I
get
I
brave
hope
and learn how to fight, as
yes.
crazy Aunt Lighthouse Stevie said.
Yes. She is fantastic. I really hope. Now, did you see earlier today there were some screenshots circulating online of Stevie sitting down for a CBS Sunday morning interview. So I'm assuming next week or the week after we're gonna have
Oh,
Stevie on CBS Sunday morning. I'm assuming to talk
awesome.
about the Lighthouse. Hope against hope, it's the lead single for an album she's working on. And if it's
Ooh,
all,
ooh. Unless she's just
political
trying
angry,
to help get out the vote. Who know,
yep,
right?
yep. I mean, why not both? Why not
I'm
both?
down with that.
Let's in fact name the album Get Out the Vote. I mean, we could do that.
I'm okay with Crazy Aunt Stevie.
I am too. I love her. Or we call it More Trouble in Shangri-La. There we go. Uh, yeah,
So yeah,
but
it was awesome. We will, you know, I've watched it maybe 5 times since last night again,
yeah.
the live version.
Hmm.
Randy, maybe we'll get our dream. Maybe that might be on the B side of that vinyl single that we're hoping to snag a copy of that's coming out November 28th. Is that it?
Yeah, Record Store Day, which is
Yeah.
Black Friday, like the day after Saturday or something. Anyway, the Lighthouse is being issued. Maybe we shouldn't be telling people that because there's only 5,000 copies and you and I
Oh, it's
need,
coming out December.
yeah, in March. Yeah, you can get it at the new record store that's opening in Lindsey Buckingham's garage.
There you go. That was so weird. I saw a lot of folks on social media posting yesterday, like Stevie's probably calling Lindsay and saying, "Let's break the internet. Come on SNL with me and do Landslide." And I
Oh,
was like,
please.
it's more likely that Christine McVie will appear on Saturday Night Live with Stevie, you know. And if you don't
Right.
know, spoilers, folks, she passed away last year. Yeah.
And Anthony killed her, but we won't talk about that
That's a
today.
that's a
Uh,
longer story.
that's a longer
If
story.
you ask in the comments, enough people ask, we'll tell you.
We'll tell you.
Yeah.
But I did see, and we said this before we started recording that we weren't going to give any airtime to the haters. But I'm going to mention the fact that on Instagram yesterday, Lindsey Buckingham posted flashback to my appearance on Saturday Night Live, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, come on.
You know, Lindsay, I really appreciate your contributions to Fleetwood Mac because if you hadn't been a member, when would
Right.
I have gone to the bathroom at the concerts?
Right.
So, but
Yes.
just chill out, boy.
Yep. Just chillax.
That's why you never get to speak on What's Up with That.
That's
Now,
right.
wouldn't that have been hilarious if she had been the guest? Okay, real quickly, if they had done What's Up with That, got Bill Hader to come back and let
Yes.
Stevie talk instead,
Oh
it
my
would have
God.
been amazing.
That would have been
Like we talked
gold.
last episode or the one before it, there's that. I mean, it's iconic, but it's also just because it's so stupid. Sketch Stevie Nicks Fajita Roundup, where Lucy
Hmm.
Lawless appeared as Stevie Nicks,
Yes.
and the premise was that she'd open a chain of Tex-Mex kind of restaurants, and people were hoping against hope that they were going to
Yes.
do a Fajita Roundup Part Two sketch on yesterday's episode with Ariana taking the Lucy
Right.
Lawless role,
She's
which
such a
would have
great
made
mimic. I would
sense.
love to have seen
How
that.
many
Yeah.
people did she imitate? Ariana Grande
Right.
imitate in that episode?
Oh, just
Celine
the Celine
Dion, Britney
Dion was
Spears,
brilliant.
Miley Cyrus, Gwen Stefani. Was there anybody else? I don't know.
Uh, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Would
So
it
I
have
am
killed
very
them?
disappointed, Randy. It broke my
I am
heart
too.
when,
I am too. Because I wanted, and I said this, nobody else finds this as funny as I do. I wanted to see Stevie order a running through the garden salad.
if I see my reflection in a big pile
Big pile
of
of nachos.
nachos.
Yeah, would have been good.
Stand back. I
Yeah.
just had a burrito and it had habanero peppers. I don't
Some things. Stand back salsa, running
know.
through the garden salad,
There you
three
go.
cheeses of Rhiannon. I mean, come on. There's so much we could have done with that.
That's right.
Somewhere in I have uh when that came out, I made a t-shirt that the front of it was Stevie Nicks Fajita Roundup, and the back of it actually had a menu and it listed all of the things, and it was so funny, and I can't find it, but
We'll
one
have
day
to make it again and sell it
we're
at our
gonna have
merch
to make it.
store.
At a merch store, well, if we get enough, ah,
So
delicious
it is.
right out of the merch. All right. Do you have anything else to say about
I
this?
just want to say, I hope this doesn't sound silly to people, is I don't think a lot of people get this is a really historic moment. I think this song will be talked about in like 20 or 30 years
Yes,
as a pivotal point that changed something. I really do.
I
Could
hope
just
so
be
too.
wrong and overestimating because bias because we love Stevie Nicks
Sure.
and her writing and her voice but
Well,
this is not just a song that somebody popped out. This
no,
is important political statement, and I hope it gets that kind of framing by history in the future.
I do too. I have to add to that because when we did the reaction video with Brian and Jeffrey. And, I said a couple of times, I think, that I wasn't sure where it was going to land in her body of work. But the more I listen to it and the more I see the attention being given to it, I do think it's going to land very high. I think it's actually, I joke about this, but I think it is going to define a new era in her career, you know. So
Crazy Aunt Stevie era.
we love it. Crazy Aunt Hippie Feminist.
Sign me up.
Don't
And
give a
just one more
F.
thing. What is Stevie's age right now? 77?
76, 78, somewhere in there.
Right. Now, did she look 20? No.
78.
Did she look pushing 80? No.
Mm-mm.
She didn't
Mm-mm.
sound it.
No, she did not.
Yeah. And she, especially the second number was The Edge of 17.
Yes.
And then the interstitials around the commercials, they would show Stevie before she would sing. She was playing around with her group and her
Yeah.
background singers. She was having a great time. And
And wearing
I
the boots.
love that.
And wearing the
Oh,
boots.
right. She wasn't in the sneakers we saw her in at the concert in Dallas. She's
That's right.
enjoying herself as a almost octogenarian. And I can't wait for the first mem I see in about 3 years where it's Stevie Nicks in the 80s, Stevie Nicks in her 80s.
Yes,
'Cause it's
me
coming.
too. It is. Well, I've seen the oh yeah, Stevie in 76, Stevie
Right,
at 76.
right, right.
So yeah, yeah. It's gonna be great.
I
All
get to
right.
have
Well,
jaunty hat guy behind Stevie in the stand back video in my version of that mem. Because I love me the jaunty
let's
hats in stand back.
I think you should put your face over Jaunty Hat Guy and do the meme yourself. That's what I think should
I
happen.
think so. That's a good
Yes.
idea.
All
Okay.
right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have not listened to The Lighthouse, listen to it. If you have not watched the video, watch the video.
And we
If you
will
have not
link to
watched
the
this,
live versions too in the
yes,
description for this episode.
that's right. All right. Well, with that, Anthony,
We will see you on the other side of the mirror.
well, all right, said Alice.
Peace.